And I'm clicking live now. You're live. Hello. There are a bunch of people in the chats, so let us know if audio is coming through well.
Okay, great. I'm muting that. Fantastic.
I don't believe I put a delay on this one, so let us know if audio.
So yeah. I don't know if you can hear that.
Yeah, I can hear me.
Yeah, so like I say, I can mute the video, and as long as I can hear you through Discord, help.
Yeah. You guys can hear Amaya. Hey, Abraham, how's it going?
What's up, everybody? Assuming you can hear me. And I don't sound like I'm on a different planet.
You may as well be on a different planet.
Yeah, practically.
Yeah.
Functionally.
Alright, let's put this out here. Quote post. But you can hear me just fine. Alright, let me boost her.
I can...
Boom.
Yes, sorry. The microphone I have to have kind of away because my tablet is huge and it takes up the entire desk space. So it's...
No, it's
the
alright.
microphone's actually down on the shelf.
I had your voice, like my desktop sound a little lower, and that was where you were coming through. So, yeah.
Okay. Just doing a sneaky here, fixing some of the lines.
Yep. All right. Welcome. Look, we went from 7 viewers waiting to 3 concurrent. That's what I love to see.
My voice always surprises you? T. Alex Radcliffe, why? Because I can talk, and I shouldn't be able to.
Alright. So, we today are just going to do some drawing, and by we, I mean Amaya. No more hands for you guys today from me. And we are drawing my comic book, which is called Crane City's Gargoyle. And yeah. Your writing sounds different in my head.
Oh. Well, I mean, I'm not trying to write exactly like I talk. Although people who know me in real life, they say that at least Dracula's Guest does sound like how I talk, which I'm like sad about because I'm like, it wasn't supposed to be. Can't supposed to be like a totally modern girl. It's like, oh no.
Let's be honest. In secret, she is.
Yeah, I guess I am secretly a vegetarian modern feminist.
Yeah.
What can I do?
Yeah, Cammy is the biggest self-insert.
Yep. Giant coat like living Dracula's mansion. Get off my back.
And for those who don't know, Amaya is a author. She has a book called Dracula's Guest. You can buy it at places that sell books. It is good. And she can also draw circles and squares better than I can, which is why she is here.
I have use on occasion. I can earn my keep.
So some of you may have seen me scribbling a little part of this page on that last stream we did last week. So kudos if you picked up on that. And yeah, so I figured I've got a bunch of questions lined up from Minds from like a year ago that I never answered because I wanted to wait until I had, a reason to. And obviously, if you guys have questions in the chat, feel free to ask them. But this is my comic book. It is called Crane City's Gargoyle. To keep things simple, and I hate comparing like one work to another work. I just don't like doing it. I like to have things on their own merit. but this is, like, it's like a tablespoon, sorry, like a teaspoon of secret agent and a tablespoon of superhero mixed together in some water, and you've got this. So it's part James Bond, part superhero, sort of crime story that's we've been working on for quite some time.
Yes, indeed. Yes, quite. They would say in the old London.
So the first question in the list is from Molly, and it has nothing to do with this. She just wants to know if I've eaten the skin of a kiwi fruit, and I always eat the skin of kiwi fruits. So there you go. You finally have your answer about how I eat kiwi fruit.
Are you talking about the fuzzy kiwis or like the gold ones that are kind of smooth?
Oh, they're the same.
I mean, I don't know. I think the golden skins are less fuzzy.
I don't know. Like you're probably right. We have more of like the darker ones here. The gold ones are like a treat sort of thing. Yeah. Always, yes, always. And if I sound a little run down, I've just done like 2 hours of boxing, so I'm just like my energy levels need to like balance out. So, yeah.
Doesn't do.
Molly also wanted to know if I've ever seen a bearded dragon in the wild. Yes, I have, but I did a couple of years of native animal rehabilitation, so I've basically seen everything in the wild, or released something into the wild. So yeah, I have definitely seen all of that. If it makes it any better, Abraham, I have a broken foot at the moment. I'm going to get it checked out tonight. So it was an interesting session.
Is that the same foot you broke before? Or?
Yeah, I broke it 5 weeks ago. I've been sick and I can't really go to like normal doctors and stuff. Hey, it's my twin. Hi, Ian.
The energy levels, yes.
Mm-hmm.
How does one live without coffee?
I don't drink coffee. I drink water. What did I do to my foot? I was walking my dog, and it was after sundown, and he wanted to poop. So we went into the bush, because he's trained not to poo on footpaths, and we went into the bush, and the ground wasn't equal, and I misstepped and rolled my ankle, and I thought, oh, I'll be fine in a few days, and a few days turned into weeks and weeks.
Biden break his foot on like his dog or something ages ago?
I don't know. It
like
happens.
One of the early Biden memes, I thought.
Your husbando finally let you out. I mean, ooh, spicy.
What is the background?
I mean, bro. Hey, Raina Chen, how are ya? So I'm getting that checked out. My coach has referred me to a physio who will see me. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what it is. I'll let you know. I think it's a fracture because it would have recovered if it wasn't by now, considering I was in bed for like 2.5 weeks. Thanks, Raina Chen. The drawings are drawn by Amaya. I can't draw like this. So she is in the stream. She can talk if she wants to. But yeah. So yeah, I'll just reiterate for those who joined in at the right time because I started 10 minutes early. This is my comic book. It is the best comic book in the world. There is no debate there. It's not up for debate. It just is because I've decided it to be, and I am a decision maker. He got bitten by a broken toe. He became Break Toe Man. I have broken toes every week. I don't think I've gone, other than when I had surgery on my hip, I don't think I've gone more than 3 weeks without having a broken toe in the last like 5 years. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu does that to you. It just is. But yeah, so this is equal parts, well, not equal parts, it's part secret agent James Bond meets superheroes. So in this universe, superheroes are brand new to the world. They sort of showed up out of the blue, out of nowhere. No one quite understands why or where or how. It's sort of changing the way things are. And this is my character, the Gargoyle, who is a bit of a vigilante. Now I've been discouraged from BJJ. No, BJJ is easy, man. Broken toes are fine. Like, trust me, a broken toe stops hurting after an hour. And then you just get over it. And then every time like it hurts again, you get a little grin on your face and you're like, I'm a master of my broken toe. That's how it works. Makes you feel good. Right? Just me?
Just you. I think I've broken multiple, and I have not enjoyed it at any time. Limping around, putting it in a shoe. Well, usually you can't because it's so freaking swollen.
I mean...
Limping around.
No comment, Ian? I am a saint. I do not know what you're talking about. I assume you meant to type peanut butter and jelly, in which case, sure. But yeah, so this is one of the earlier pages in the book, and it's coming along nicely. And it looks nothing like the original sketches, and nothing like the interim sketches, and nothing like it did 2 days ago.
This was pretty bad.
Mm-hmm.
Not gonna lie.
I know, it was fine. What are you talking about? It was developing. Peanut butter and jelly is a euphemism. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to go to this question by Ian Kirkpatrick, because it sort of directly relates into the next logical pathway to discuss. And she has asked who has been the easiest character to develop and who has been the hardest and why. So there are a bunch of characters in this series. And for me personally, and I'll go through and introduce you to most of them. For me personally, though, I think I'm actually putting some thought into it. Who I feel it's kind of just slide off the tongue. And there are other characters who I have to sort of think more about. So, obviously, we have the Gargoyle who is fighting on the page right now. And I'll just bring this over to the concept so you guys and girls and anything in between can sort of see this. Boy, have we changed the colors on that since this image was drawn.
I kind of want to see it. Oh, yeah.
So this is the Gargoyle. And the Gargoyle is very, very easy for me to write. It's a very headstrong character. Fairly flat, but intentionally flat. So there's one mission, one directive, and that needs to get solved. And it's basically just plowing through brick walls to get it done. So it's actually an easy character to write for me. Because there isn't a lot of depth. Thank you. This was a collaborative effort between myself, Amaya, and Inessa, who did the early sketches. So I can actually show those to you. This is the first ever drawing. So it's this isn't superheroes in the sense of super costumes and super abilities, etc. The Gargoyle suit is quite literally just Kevlar and denim, for the most part, with some padding, because it's not a superhero. This is a vigilante character running on their own budget. So yeah, and this is meant to be sort of equal parts protective and stealthy, which is cool. What are the Gargoyle's powers? None. The Gargoyle doesn't have powers. The Gargoyle's powers are just being very headstrong, being very good at kicking butt, and not listening to other people. Yeah. It's a world with superheroes without superpowers. So the next character who goes hand in hand with the Gargoyle, who is everyone's favorite, I believe. So we all know who's going to pop up in the chat now. I'll give you guys a few seconds to spout who you think it is. But we have Lilith Hayworth. And she is incredibly fun to write. She's kind of the polar opposite of the Gargoyle. She works as a bartender at the bar that the Gargoyle operates out of, and they do have a special connection, these two, which you'll have to wait for her sort of preview comic to sort of fully realize that. But essentially speaking, she was born into an organized crime family, and she inherited this bar where all of the criminals hang out. It's always been a safe haven, and she's sort of doing a charade double agent thing where she's the bartender. How did I come up with their name? I rolled a dice, my friend. It wasn't like careful thought here at all. It was just I needed a name, and that was the name that popped up in my head. So yeah, it's like it's probably a combination of people I've met in the past, and my brain just put it together. Yeah, she is bouncy and fun compared to the Gargoyle. She is kind of the sort of voice of the reader, as whereas all the superhero characters are taking everything super seriously. She's the one who will step back and be like, really? Like, and sort of make little jokes about, code names, etc. But yeah, she's the daughter of an organized crime family. She owns this bar that all the criminals in the city hang out at. And she has a partnership with the Gargoyle, who has a secret base underneath the bar, through the freezer room, where the Gargoyle operates. That way, there is, essentially speaking, they listen in on what's going in the bar to find out who's doing what, who's planning what, and then they go and stop it. So the bar is like this big speakeasy for criminals. And they don't realize that it's, compromised, which is cool. And she's a combination, if I had to, and I hate doing this, but to make it more understandable, she would be if Alfred in the Batman comics donned the Robin costume or the Nightwing costume and went out with Batman. That is the best way I can describe Lilith's role in the whole story. And she keeps the Gargoyle level-headed, or tries to at least. And yes, I think everyone who's read it tells me that she is their favorite character. And she's very easy to write because essentially I take what I can't write for the Gargoyle and I make her say it. Like that's pretty much it. And they bounce off each other. They have a good relationship, which is cool. And then I have this is the first like superhero you guys are gonna see, and I think this is some other people's, specifically one Kirk Pattycake's favorite. which is the All Australian. So this is the first superhero. Literally the first superhero in the universe. So he shows up out of the blue one day, starts, rescuing cats from trees and doing all the PR stuff and, fighting crime and saving people, etc. And the whole world's like, what's going on? And he's got this really cheesy name of the All Australian. He has this fancy suit. The suit gives him... Look at that cake. The suit enables him to have extra human strength. He can fly around. This looks a bit like it's a similar color palette, so I can see why you would say that, because of the green and the gold. It's actually the Australian Olympic uniform. So if you look at like any Australian Olympic uniform, this is their color pattern, and he's got the Southern Cross on the shoulder, which is a very Australian thing. He's got a fanny pack. It's only a fanny pack if he wears it on the front. He has a pouch. So this is the All Australian. He's cocky. He's loved by everyone. He can fly. He's got super strength. He's got heat vision. Like when I say heat vision, like not like he can shoot lasers out of his eyes. He can see through walls and see heat. And and infrared. So he's sort of an all-rounder, and nobody knows where he came from, why he came from, how he came from, and that's part of the mystery of the story. It'll all be revealed as you read it. But he's shown up and doing his thing, and then we have our... Who should I show next? I've really only got 3 people. Let's move into secret agents then. So we've seen Lilith, we've seen the Gargoyle, and we've seen the All Australians. So they're kind of like the super team, although they're not a team. They don't know like All Australian doesn't know Gargoyle and vice versa. That Australians went to the Olympics wearing body armor. It depends on the sport, Molly. He's probably an alien. He could be an alien. So then we have the secret agents. So the secret agents, the boss is Audrey, better known as Ma'am, as no one dares call her first name. She is this wonderful, gorgeous elderly lady. She's head of a secret Interpol division. So works through Australia and Europe. And she manages a team of secret agents to go out and do biddings for her. And no one crosses her. She always gets what she wants. She looks like she keeps her riding crop in the bedroom. She probably does. She's fought to get to where she needs to be, and she intends on staying there. So she's very cold, very calculative, very, very much, a stern cow. And that's why she's great. And her name is Audrey. So not the easiest character to write, but doesn't really have a huge role in the early story. That'll come in later, but she'll keep recurring throughout. Right, and then the other secret agent we have, who is a dashing lad. She looks like a fighter. Oh, she can fight. So then we have the one and only Martin Grant, who is a secret agent. He's basically James Bond. He's been doing this forever. He's sort of the best agent in the team. He sort of goes around the world, seducing women, sometimes men if he has to, I guess. Solving crimes, saving the world. That's what he's done forever. So he's handsome. He's getting a little on in age, hence his little silver bits. And he is a secret agent in this world. He looks like he enjoys receiving the riding crop in the bedroom. He's got a silver tongue. He's very good with words. He can get what he wants, however he wants. And he's a very fun character to write as well, because he's just, he's essentially a James Bond. So everyone loves him, and he can sort of, slide in and out of any situation without being sort of noticed. And yeah, he's very well known in the secret agent world as the best. And then we have who next? We have Evander. Now, he is not a secret agent. Evander is a tech company CEO, one of the richest men in the planet. He has...
Evander?
Yeah, Evander. Those shoes are shinier than... Yeah. So Evander has a face that you just want to punch intentionally. Like, he's the sort of guy that you just look at him and you go, ooh, this guy's a twat. He's a tech CEO, billionaire, can do whatever he wants, has access to everything. For some reason, he's shown up in Crane City. Now, Crane City is where this whole story sort of is centralized around, and it's the most isolated city in the world, on the coast of Australia. It's based on the city I live in, but it's not the city I live in. One big eye, one eye small. Kind of like a Bezos, like that sort of thing, but with hair. White socks with those shoes, huh? What a dork. No, he's not wearing any socks.
No, he's that kind of person.
Yeah, he doesn't wear socks with his loafers.
Poor people.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Get on Evander's level. So he's the head of Evander Corporation. So, people in this world, they have e-phones. They play Evander video games. The hospitals, all the MRI machines are Evander technology. He has his finger in every pie. And somehow he is connected to all of this as well. But you'll have to find out how. That's even worse. Yeah, I know. It's intentional. You're not supposed to like this guy.
Yeah.
You're meant to find him to be really irritating. That's intentional.
This is the who comes down occasionally to your department, tries to be cool or whatever while wearing his $1,000 freaking stupid blazer jacket that's meant to look like a regular blazer jacket. He just spent $1,000 on it. And stupid designer sunglasses.
Yeah, exactly
stuck
right.
in there. Sockless freaking because he's cool with he's hip with the kids. It's fine.
Yeah, you guys know it. Raina's got it right. Connected to Bluetooth in the phone, calculating all of his carbs.
Yeah, pretty much.
He flies around the world in a private helicopter. He can just do whatever he wants when he wants. He's got a giant yacht as well that follows the helicopter. So even if he's not planning on using it, he has a yacht that just, if he shows up on the coast of Chicago, the yacht shows up as well. Just in case. He's that kind of guy. So he has someone just following him around the world on a yacht, just in case he wants to, hang out on it. And then last but not least, we have our final no, it's not a superhero. This is a secret agent. What am I talking about? We have our last secret agent, which is Alice Trevette. She's a rookie on the squad. She gets partnered up with Martin to sort of learn the ropes. So she's his rookie, and she needs to learn to navigate the world of secret agents, because Martin has a silver tongue and will get what he wants. He sponsors YouTubers. Ew. Ooh, gross.
He does.
He does, though.
Write a check
well,
for
technically in this world he owns YouTube.
Yeah.
It's eTube.
Yeah.
No, Alice Trevette, not Alex Trebek. Jeez,
Very similar sounding one.
She is French, just for so that everyone knows. And also works at Interpol, but as I said, rookie agent, partnered up with Martin. So Alice and Martin are like a secret agent duo, and she's sort of learning the ropes from him, and doing secret agent stuff for the most part. And that's all I can really say about these characters. She's really fun to write because she's a bit naive. She doesn't quite. Whereas Martin is, Martin's a broken man. He has a project called Raid Shadow Prophecy. Martin is a broken man. He's been doing secret agent stuff for so long that he doesn't have humanity anymore. Very much he's essentially a psychopath. But not like the murder kind of psychopath. Just he lives this life for so long where he is in complete control all the time. And Alice has to learn to navigate around that and understand that, she's got to learn that, he's going to manipulate and play with everyone. That's who he is as a person, because he doesn't know any better. So that's sort of her. So she plays a minor role in the story. But she's still there. She does look good. Thank you. I intentionally didn't want to go with sort of like the cheesecake look, and I intentionally didn't want to go too sort of unrealistic on proportions, etc. So this was actually a hard character to design to make it look real. So the whole idea was, we're not going to do like a pinch thin waist and big curves or anything like that. It's just reasonable, real proportions. Yeah, she looks like a better version of the TV She-Hulk. All right, I'll take that. So yeah, that is Alice. Yeah. And Alice is fun because, like I said, she's a bit naive to this stuff. She's new to it all. And she quickly learns, or she gets a reality check, I'll say. She has my hair. Aw, you found my self-insert.
Actually, Minea, if I could just
Yeah, go for it.
Really quick. Unless I have the baseball bat in this particular image incorrectly, did you have a particular pose though that you wanted me to do? Because I was just doing it, and then as he drew his hand, I was like, wait.
No.
that's
No, I didn't have a particular pose, but I like that he's a bit more aggressive than in the sketch. I think that's fun.
Well,
look at his face.
Would it be better? Yeah, would it be better though if I had like him doing the kind of hang on, like the caveman bat thing attack, like so? I don't know if you can kind of tell what I'm doing here.
Maybe. Either way works, like whether it's over his left or right shoulder. I think having it more caveman style is a bit more fun, and it makes it look like he's maybe rushing at Gargoyle instead of just I
think
sort of walking towards him. So yeah. I think the bat up might be a bit better in this one. What do you think, chat?
Okay.
Bat up or down?
Can you guys see it?
Oh, they can see it.
Okay.
Angie. Yeah, he is Angie. Hair draws great expressions. Yes. Very true. So to go back to sort of the question, Lilith and the Gargoyle are the easiest to write. All Australian is very fun to write. And the rest are a little trickier. Because like every time I write a line for Evander, I cringe. And I hate myself for it. And then I go, that is what you should be feeling writing this guy.
I appreciate that, Molly. Thank you.
So that was that question. Molly then followed that up with, does the Gargoyle have any embarrassing hobbies? Is Minaya my real name? What is the origin of Minaya? And what's the weirdest thing I've done as a veterinary assistant? All right, Gargoyle, weird hobby. Dressing up as a vigilante and fighting crime would have to be the embarrassing hobby to this person. I think this person, if anything. Other than that, the Gargoyle is a very focused character. So the whole point of him is he literally just has one mission, and is not going to stop until he solves that mission. And so it's kind of hard to say like an embarrassing thing that he does, because all he does is fight crime. So yeah. But all will be revealed when you read the comic. I'm intentionally pulling my punches, because I don't want to, like, I want you guys to read and enjoy and be like, oh, okay, I didn't see that coming, or maybe you did see a twist coming, and that's fine too. But yeah. As for my name, it's the origin of Minaya. It loosely translates to like a shaman or witch doctor, or like witch, witchy sort of thing. Yeah, it's a name that was given to me, because I don't know, I think it's fitting. I'm a magic man, to quote the band Heart.
Not that song was about a much older man.
Most people in this chat probably don't even know who Hearts are.
No, we can't be. See Alex Radcliffe. Surely you know who Heart is. I'm counting on it.
And the weirdest thing I did as a vet assistant, I was like the only male in the clinic I worked at. And the weirdest thing was when there was renovations going on. And like all the female nurses like got their clothes essentially ruined from a mix of the renovations and the job, and they were all running around in their underwear in the back house, like doing, like, assisting in surgeries in their underwear essentially, and I was the only male there. And while it's not like a weird thing to do with an animal or anything like that, it's in my misogyny playlist. Legal implications, so Magic Man it was. It was just, that was like the weirdest thing I'd ever seen, because I just walked out the back and they didn't seem to give a crap. And I was like, okay, I've only been here a couple of months, but okay, like, this is how we are, I guess. And that was just a weird day for me. So it wasn't weird animal related. Weirdest thing I've done animal related, well, not weird, but most interesting I did animal related. We have these turtles where we are. They're a long necked turtle, so that their necks are as long as their body and they stick out. And we had one with a fish hook stuck in its neck, like it had swallowed it like about good 5 centimeters down the neck, and I had to perform a surgery on it to get the hook out, and it was very difficult. So that was like animal related, but not vet related. That was the weirdest thing I've done with animals. So I hope that solves those questions for you, Molly.
Molly, are they all vet related questions?
Taylor Ridley asked, how many pages of sketches or art for your comic do you have now? And what is the challenge for all of this art? If money was not a problem, would you turn this comic into a universe of stories for different characters? The turtle was fine. The turtle had a full recovery. You ever chloroformed a turtle? Because I have. How many sketches or pages of art? That's a few. I don't have an exact number. We've got, a handful of sketches and a couple of pages done. It's not as far in as most people think, but that's fine. I guess what is the biggest challenge for all of the art? The biggest challenge is that art takes time, and people have lives. So the biggest challenge is just, balancing the creative process, I guess. But that's more of an Amaya question because she's the one who draws it, not me. What is your biggest challenge with the art? Is it me? Am I the challenge?
No, I'm not fast is the problem. Like you guys can see just by looking at this, like I am a turtle, and that really is a serious
It's
bottleneck.
guys, it's not really a problem.
Oh well, it feels like a problem.
Nah, it's not.
Um,
It's perfectly fine because look at what we're getting out of it. There's not a single person here who thinks this looks bad. So
One
yeah.
person here thinks
I was waiting for that. No, there's not a single, it's a very, and the waiting is the hardest part. Yeah, for me it probably is. Not really. I think I've been pretty chill about waiting. I'm an understanding person. I have no expectations. Um, Trust me, like it is what it is. I'm not going to delve into personal things between my personal beef and Amaya's personal beefs, but we have lives, and none of us are profiting off this story. Let's be real. It's an indie comic, so it does not, unfortunately, take precedence over health and family and work, etc., etc. And that's just the truth, and it never will take precedence over those things. Unless it actually turns a profit, in which case.
actual stuff, but then that's different. It's actual.
Yeah. Um, and then, would you turn this comic about Gargoyle into a universe of stories for different characters? Amaya, would you like to answer that one?
Well, I think that you would like to. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to necessarily like be along for that ride.
It already is a universe with different characters, and different
Yes.
stories. I've got a novel in the works. I'm like halfway through it, and a couple of you people here have actually read bits of it. So you guys can talk about that if you want. But I'm excited for that. Lilith has her own little side story. It's like a origin story for her coming out, which is cool.
Raynor, if you want to nitpick, please feel free. Sorry, go ahead, Minaya.
Yeah, you're good. So Lilith has a story that'll be coming out after this sort of part of the story comes out. So the current structure is this book here that you're seeing being drawn is like the introduction. It doesn't tell you much, but it provides you. Yeah, the one you read, Molly. This doesn't tell you much, but it gives you a foundation to know whether, it's, what's the word here? It shows promise in the material. And then hopefully people like that enough to sort of keep going. Then I have a three-part sort of, not three-part, yeah, I have a three-part story. I'm not fast, Molly. When I say halfway done, I'm halfway done with the draft. And then I need to rewrite it about 50 times to make it passable. But so there's a three parts to this story, which is the first part of the story is what, 80 pages, roughly 80, 90 pages. I think. Is it, Amaya?
I'm sorry, what now?
I'm trying to remember how long the full story is that we've got here. So this intro comic is 8 pages. And I think there's 5 or 6 other chapters off the top of my head. I haven't looked at it in a while, actually. And each one of those is between 8 to 10 pages long. So it's probably about 80 pages long. And that's the introduction story. And then there's 2 more of those that sort of carry that story on as well. But we're solely focused on this. Yeah. I've just noticed something now that I'm actually looking at this full screen, by the way, Amaya. Bandana Man doesn't have an outline on the top of his left eyebrow or at the back of his neck. I don't know if he's meant to or not, but
he should, I didn't draw it in time, but I just decided
yeah,
to
you're right.
the
I didn't notice it until now.
So yeah, no,
Yeah.
I am aware. I just decided to, freewheel it there.
Raina, I not specifically Raina, sorry, but for everyone as well. Neither Amaya or myself are professional artists, and neither of us are professional writers. Well, you're a professional writer because you have a published book. I am not. So this is purely like the most indie, like no skill comic you'll ever see, and in that class, it is the best comic in the world. I don't think anyone with our level of skill could actually do this better. Like, I am shocked that it's even looking like this, to be honest with you. And I think it looks great. It's way better than I thought it would have. So we're figuring all of this out as we go. We're doing this stream now because we figured this page out. It took us, 2 weeks to figure this out?
Was it 2 weeks?
Well, it was last week. We started miffing about it last week because getting the combat flow right, I think we started talking about it last week, and it's been a whole nother week.
Yeah, because this little middle section here was kind of
it was tricky. Yeah. So we're figuring it out as we go. Still better than current Marvel. Yeah, definitely.
Well, I say it, but I mean, wouldn't almost anything is a better, better than current Marvel.
Yeah.
What is your nit? May I ask about?
It was the rain.
Yeah, but what exactly about the rain?
It's not purple enough.
It's not purple enough?
Oh, come on! That was a reference.
Oh, Purple Rain. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. I had to make the joke. Wait, did the Gargoyle punch the bandana in half? Yes! Yes! The punch was so hard the bandana broke.
Yep.
I wanted that in there. I don't care if it's silly or not. I wanted it in there. I was like, I want the bandana to break. I want it to explode. Because I just think it's funny.
And then I kind of went, all right, I'll make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Amaya has to rein me in all the time because I'm not an artist. Despite what everyone thinks, I'm not. Zarena says, I'd say the reins as long lines feel a bit weird. Maybe shorter lines with slightly heavier dots at the lower end. But that's a super nitpick.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Something to do.
We can try it. This isn't finished.
If I did the rain, though, I'd want to do it like...
Well, I mean, I thought the rain looked cool. It's heavy rain. Yeah.
There's the layer flap. So we would do things like...
I thought it was a really spiky beard for a bit, and then I saw the knot. Yeah, no, it's a bandana. You see it in the top panel, and in the side. It's a punch so hard that the bandana breaks.
Kind of like that with the rain. I don't want to go too far because I can't undo if I go too many steps.
I can't see what you just did.
Oh, whoops. I erased a little bit. Well, hang on. Maybe I could bring it back so you can see. Oops, hang on. So, like, I was breaking up the lines, essentially.
It's a heavy, rainy, stormy night. Like in the story.
So yeah, I don't know. If I do that, I might have to do like actual drops, or else I'd have to totally break.
I don't know. I say leave it for now. We'll focus on that. The rain can always be fixed later if it doesn't look right, but I think it looks good. There will be 2 versions of this story as well. Abraham Scott says that looks good, by the way. So there's two different versions. There will be a version on Archaven, which will be like a webtoon format. So we'll essentially be cutting up the pages and doing it panel by panel in a portrait style read. So you just scroll through. And then the actual comic book layout version, that goes to beta readers because, you know, you always got to give them a gift, right? They beta read. I'll probably sell that version for people who want the comic format, but you'll be able to read it for free in a webtoon format, and the story's the exact same. Keep that in mind. I'll open the floor up to you guys and girls and everything in between. If there's any questions you have about anything, it doesn't have to be related to this. If there's any critique, if there's just anything, ask away, and myself and Amaya will answer where we can. We're not going to give direct spoilers away, and if you've read it, please don't spoil things, but yeah.
The Tyrannosaurus shows up in chapter 7. No, I'm just kidding.
You just ruined our Tomb Raider reference.
Oh, okay.
Damn, that Tomb Raider Easter egg is spoiled.
Brendan Fraser is the mummy.
Yeah. Brendan Fraser's mummy shows up.
Yeah. It's one of the villains they gotta fight.
Lilith saves the day by bringing a cat to the fight.
Yep.
When will it be out? How do we support the project? You support the project by being here right now and chatting to me. It'll be out when it's done. So the current plan is... I'm so torn with this one, right? Because I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm not going to pretend I do. Hi, Dream Big. How are you? Welcome. We're talking about my comic book. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never crowdfunded before. I've never done this whole indie comic thing before. But I'm putting my foot down and doing it now. So I don't have I don't even know how to print and get this distribution, etc. I got to find someone to talk to. But the goal is release this little preview chapter when that's done, just as something. I've got a prequel novel being written as well that I want to release around the same time I release this. So if anything is going to hold it up, it'll be me finishing that novel. Really. Because that novel and this, they don't tie in at all, but, you know, it would just be nice to have them both at the same time. And then hopefully around that time, I can launch a crowdfunding campaign so we can get some money coming in to get this finished. And, you know, actually, you know, get Amaya food because, you know, at the moment we're slaving away getting this done. I can release it to DC. Are you going to release it to DC? If DC are willing to release it while giving me ownership rights and not wanting to take the ownership rights, I would heavily consider that. But at the same time... Pardon?
Is DC still worth it, though? I mean, aren't all the comic books, you know, companies, just basically all of them...
If I maintain ownership rights, it's purely a clout thing for me. It's just a childhood dream thing.
Right, okay.
Have I ever gotten so excited? Alex Volkan, the Volk would be a fun cameo. Oh, it would be a fun cameo. Volk's the best. I don't know. Maybe down the line I'll have a little cameo with Volk. That'd be fun to hide him in there. He deserves it. Have I ever got so excited talking about it that I slipped up and called it the Crane City Gargle? No. Because I normally don't talk about it with my voice. DC's getting crushed right now. I know they are. Look, here's the thing, right? Anyone who pays attention to DC and Marvel has known this was coming for like 4 or 5 years now. Between all the mergers and ownership changes, etc., and the fact that their cinematic universe isn't doing well, and they haven't actually turned a profit in like 7 years. I mean, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, you could see what was going to happen. Eventually, someone was going to have to put their foot down and go, hey, we got to cut costs. it probably has nothing to do with the quality of the comics in terms of why they're cutting costs like from up above. Obviously, the quality of the comics affects the profit margin, but I don't think any of the executives are going, "Oh, you need to write better comics." I think they're just going, "Comics don't sell anymore." Peanut butter jelly and Vegemite sandwich? Nay. Vegemite needs to be left alone or mixed with cheese. You can't put anything else with it. Oh, and butter, of course. Um, no, but dream big. If you could, if you've got some way of publishing with DC, hit me up. I'm sure myself and Amaya would love that. You know, don't be shy. Um, you know, if you said I can release it to DC, I'm curious how. Tell me. Help me achieve a childhood dream of having a comic published by DC, even if it's the bad DC. I'll do it. Maybe my comic's the comic that saves DC. Hey? What do you think?
That would be more than at that.
I don't know. I think it's it would be awesome to be able to turn around and go, look, I wrote comics for DC. I think it like despite DC nowadays, I think it helps on the resume. I get it, dream big. I'm a DC fan as well. Um, yeah, I love DC through the late 90s, early thousands, and I like what they did from like 2005 to 2015. Um, if your comics say DC, then you're in trouble. I love what they did. I prefer DC over Marvel. Any day of the week. My favorite superhero is Barbara Gordon. It's it runs thick and it hurts what's happened to them now. But you've got this comic here, which I promise you is better than anything they've put out in the last 5 years. It just is. Yeah, you're welcome. Molly wants to know how the main characters would describe us. And she directed both of us. Hmm.
I don't think I know off the top of my head that you didn't know about.
I mean, I'm God in this universe, right? Have a good night, guys. Gotta go to bed. Love the artwork. Thanks, Abraham. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it, dude. This will be a VOD. You'll be able to see it, whatever you miss out on, etc. We got about another hour to go. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. I really do. I'm God in this universe. No, I think we'll have a Manaya cameo because Manaya, I live in Crane City. The background in my YouTube videos is Crane City. Like, that's where I am. Maya's cool. I broke his toes a couple of times. Yeah, exactly right, Rainer. Gargoyle is a mixed martial artist and would probably have rolled with me on the mats and broke my toes. So I'm going to go with that. Yeah, Maya's a cool guy. Broke his toes a couple of times. Stinks a little bit, but it's all right. I don't know if there's any situation where any of my characters would actually have an interaction with Amaya. I'm just trying to think. All Australian would try to sleep with you, but he tries to sleep with everyone.
Okay.
You know?
I mean, in theory, Australia's full of rabbits, so I mean.
Yeah, we do have a rabbit problem. So I mean, you could be but we hunt them. Sifu
Yeah.
Manaya. Oh no, don't. No, I have a Sifu. I am not a Sifu. I'm what's the term? I can't remember. My Cantonese and my Mandarin is rusty.
It's Cantonese. I don't know it.
CJ is a female senior. Sifu is a male senior. Fun fact: Sifu is not a martial arts word. I don't know, like it's linked to it, but like in like Hong Kong, they call like their taxi drivers Sifu. Like it's just a word that just means it's like a respectful word for a senior. It's like when you go, "Hey boss," like it's like, "Hey Sifu." So yeah, But yeah,
Any of
um,
the Crane
tech
City people would like my book.
Tech Daddy would leave a critical and unhelpful comment on your social media page and expect you to be grateful.
Probably. He's waiting to censor everybody.
Dream big. I'm obviously in the stream at the moment, so you can see everything I can see. I don't know who you're talking about. Who is it? I haven't read a DC anything DC's done since New 52 ended.
It was quite a while ago, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, that was like 6 or 7 years ago now. I mean, why would
Yeah.
I though? Nothing's like jumped out and said I must read this.
Fair enough. It's just I know
Yeah.
some people like cling on like long after there's any
Oh
point
no,
playing.
you know me
You always
well
feel like,
enough. When I say
yeah.
I'm over this, I'm over it. Like I'm done. Tech Daddy would derank your content and sip water like a lizard in front of Congress. It's not any old water though. It's like a glass Voss bottle of purified water. But it's bad enough that it's a Voss bottle. But Tech Daddy has one of his secretaries run it through his own filtration system 3 times, then boil it, then refrigerate it to exactly 4 degrees, and then put it back in the Voss bottle. And carbonate it. God, we hate Evander.
Yeah. Nobody likes Evander.
Mm-hmm.
We're not sure if Evander. Maybe he doesn't. He
No.
goes to sleep every night with his boss bottle
Yeah.
and thinks
I
about
mean,
life choices.
his staff seem to love him for some strange reason.
Probably the bones.
Dreamer. Her name is Streamer, and I don't know your views on politics, but she's a transgender superhero. I don't agree with the things she's doing, but I like her as a hero. My views on politics don't matter. Politics are stupid, so you know you're that's fine here. I think you'll actually love some of the secrets in this comic book that I haven't revealed. I haven't read anything with Dreamer in it, so I don't have an opinion on her as a hero. But I'll look into it for you if you want. You hate Tech Daddy. He obviously knows what he likes and goes for it. Exactly right. He does. On my other monitor, I'm going to look at Dreamer. I want to see the design.
Sock shoe shoe or sock shoes. Do people do sock shoe sock shoe?
Do you sock
Like-
sock shoe shoe or sock shoe sock shoe? Dreamer joins the DC universe. All right. On Earth 16.
Yeah, probably that one. Green Orb.
I wear socks around the house. I'm always in socks unless I'm on the mats. So it's always just shoe for me, really.
Yeah, like if you have your socks on already, then I guess maybe it comes down to do you wear shoes in the house? It's probably if
No.
you wear shoes in the house, maybe sock shoe or
No,
sock
no
shoe sock
shoes in
shoe.
the house.
Yeah, and then if you don't do it that way, probably it's the other way.
So Dreamer has a neat design. It's not bad. If I'm looking at the right pictures, it's like a mix between like I want to say Nightwing and it's on the tip of my tongue. Who's the Batman with the wings, like the robotic suit that flies around? Batwing. So it's like a mix between Nightwing and Batwing, in terms of the design. So it's got that kind of like tech look, but also like the Nightwing like eye mask thing, etc. Yeah, it's cool. I haven't read the story, so I can't critique a story I haven't read. But it's an okay design. If I'm crazy, I'll go sock, shoe, sock. Oof.
Yeah, that's what I'm laughing at.
What order do I put them on? Left, right, right. Question for Amaya. How would Reese's feel if someone called him Reese's Cup?
Well, he'd have to run into someone who even knew what a Reese's Cup was to call him Reese's Cup. But he'd probably think it's hilarious. In case you're wondering what Molly's talking about,
I know what Reese's are. We have them over here.
Well, no, what Molly's talking about is, I also hope to one day maybe have a webcomic or else adapt it into a novel or something like that. And so Reese is a character from there. So I do indeed have feet, Ian. I'm standing on them right now, as a matter of fact.
You guys
and they're
have
mine.
feet?
I grew up. I didn't steal them or anything. They're my feet.
Yeah, we have feet. We have. I wish I didn't have one of them right now, but. Ian's oiling her wheels right now. Yeah, Ian's bottom half is like the maid in the Jetsons. It's just like one wheel on a stick, and she's like wheel, 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 wheel. Yeah, noise that they always made.
Hey there. Hey.
She's just got a hydraulic piston that changes her height.
Did you come to help? Hi.
You should purchase the foot upgrade. What I have pops off at the ankles.
Wait a minute. So you're looking at Battle Angel Alita, the movie version.
That's such a good movie. That is such a good movie.
It did not get enough attention, in my humble opinion.
Definitely not. That is. Oh, have you seen how good the like limited edition Blu-ray cover for that is?
I haven't.
You haven't?
Yep.
All right.
I have not.
All right. Let me.
You can pull it up.
I own a physical one. I don't know if you guys like if this was like an Australia only thing. It is gorgeous. Let me grab a real copy of it. Hang on, and I'll put it on the webcam.
How are you? Yeah, Battle Angel. It was a pretty good adaptation, also of the anime and of the manga. I mean, as much as you could do, because like they weren't ever gonna do.
Hey, I'm still hoping for a sequel. Oh gosh, can you guys hear me? I mean, you guys can probably hear me, but I'm not going to be able to hear anything. My headset just did its stupid thing. Let me try and get that up and running again.
That means that.
Alright. Can you say something, Amaya?
Yeah,
there we go. I'm back up and running.
Well,
perfect.
I'm here, but...
Yeah. No, you're right. Whenever I don't take my headset off because it's wireless, and whenever I go out of range, it takes a few minutes. Yeah. Battle Angel Alita. Let me open up OBS. Let me turn that webcam around. You guys don't get to see this pretty face. Let me add webcam. What do they call it in here? Video capture device. Webcam. Alright, so that is a wall, and it just fell, so you can see my desk, yay. This is the Battle Angel, like, limited Blu-ray, and it's, like, really, really neat. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. It's probably one of the best looking like Blu-ray covers I have. And Anaya foot reveal. You don't want to see my feet. It's all like holographic and reflective and like, yeah, really, really cool. And like minimal. So yeah. And now we remove the webcam. All right. Nice hand. I'll let us see your feet. Oh, you're a creep. I've got an audio thing going on, so just bear with me a second while I fix that. My Discord audio, for some reason, I can't hear you at all, Amaya.
Thing is right.
So I'm just going to go into my settings real quick.
And
there we go. All right, now you guys should be able to hear the wonderful Amaya again, and I'll put the screen back on. There we go.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, they can now.
Okay.
Manaya starts an OnlyFans. Some man named Defeatry is excited. Or rather. Yeah, so the Battle Angel Alita Blu-ray thing. No one could hear your opinion on that one, Amaya, because it broke. So you can. What do you think?
There it is with the hand and everything. That's what everyone was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very cool.
Yeah, it's a very cool cover. Like it's yeah, it looks really, really good. It's oh my god, when did that came out? What, 2019?
Yes, I believe it was either 2019 or 2018. It was very near, something like that. So
I'm just gonna Google it and see. 2019. I know because I saw it in the cinema. Yeah, incredible movie.
I also saw it.
Highly recommend anyone watch that movie. Might be in only hands, am I right?
You end up also seeing the original OVA or read the original manga or anything?
I mean, I did, but and I've seen like the little like the little movies they did.
Right.
But this was just special. I think like Robert Rodriguez and James Cameron really nailed it.
Yeah, James Cameron has wanted to make that movie for like
20
30 years.
Yeah. He's owned the license for that long as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been like in for like his entire cinema career practically.
Yeah. There was this awesome moment in the movie where Alita does this nice little like I'm gonna call it a form instead of a kata because it's like kung fu inspired, and it's this mix between like it's got some Wing Chun stuff in there and it's got a little like wushu in there, and it's just really, really cool. It's a very, very good movie. Yeah, great special effects, great plotting, yeah, and very in the realm of cyberpunk, very cynical be the word I'm going to use.
Generally, it's definitely compared to other cyberpunk, I would say it's actually fairly optimistic, actually.
I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but I mean, yeah, she is optimistic. For a
just
bit.
Compared to cyberpunk, which is just like, it feels like total nihilism usually.
Mm-hmm.
There were more glimmers in there of something kind of nice instead of just, yep, here we are. In the dystopia, it's Ghost in the Shell, everything sucks.
Yeah. I mean, everything sucks in a leader as well. Like the hope comes from being able to go to the city in the clouds. Um,
No, I'm not saying it's not a dystopia. I'm just
yeah.
compared to like other works in the genre.
Did you see my other question
It's,
for Amaya? Repeat it, please.
oh, maybe we missed it. Yeah, I'd probably type it again.
I got distracted and flustered by all the only hands references and jokes, and I didn't see it. Welcome back, Dream Big. I was just saying, I had a look at Dreamer. It's an interesting design. Just sort of a mix between Batwing and Nightwing, like in terms of color and sort of shape and style. But I haven't read the comic. I can't comment on the character because I only know it visually. How dangerous would Elric and Darling be if they had flamethrowers?
Um, have you ever seen the video Meet the Pyro for Team Fortress 2? Yeah, yeah,
I don't
it's
think
a little
Molly
too real.
knows what Team Fortress 2 is.
Okay, they would be stupid, dangerous, but mostly by accident as opposed to on purpose. I'll put it that way. Yes.
Hmm. Molly, do you know what Team Fortress 2 is? Because I don't think anyone wants me to remind them that Meet the Pyro came out over 10 years ago.
It was quite a while
It
ago.
was probably closer to
Maybe
15 years
a
ago.
little bit. Yeah. Well, it's even Overwatch, which I think now is right. Even
Overwatch is
that's
like
like,
8, 9 years old. Any some of your
yeah.
comments about that's weird. I don't have any restrictions on comments. You should be able to say and do whatever you want, and nothing's popped up in like the moderation thing. Um, yeah. Why to what? T Alex?
Alex.
Talix?
Alex.
Oh, your
Yeah, how do you?
speakers are coming through now.
Oops, mine are.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, let me turn that down.
that's okay.
They're actually working. It's so strange. So I had it at half. Let me turn it down. Is that better?
Yeah, I don't
Should I
hear
say?
myself anymore. It's all good.
Okay. Very nice.
Molly's never played it, but knows what TF2 is and has seen the animations and the medic-inspired Ben.
Oh my goodness. Okay, now that you said that, that actually makes a ton of sense.
Why remind me of how old things are? A Game of Thrones debuted on TV 10 years ago.
Oh my god. Muppets hasn't been on the air since like what, the 80s or before, maybe.
And it's better for it.
Well, yeah, I'm glad at this point that Disney didn't manage to like
Mhm.
revive them because everyone only knows at this point how awful that would be.
But there was that what was that movie? I want to say it had Melissa McCarthy in it, but I don't know actors and actresses. Where it was like a Muppet movie, but she was playing like a detective. They were trying to solve Muppet murders.
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, so she has the ability to see the future in dreams, or does she change the future by dreaming it? And if so, how much power does she have over these dreams? That's yeah, I'm curious about that. 2 can play at this kid's game. Diablo 2 came out 24 years ago. I know it did. It also came out, what, a year ago in a remake? When's the last time you flossed your teeth? I have one of those flosser, like the water-powered ones in my bathroom. That, like, you know, did a little, like, spray thing. So all the time. Gang Garrison.
You
too.
are a Vander. You're like a high tech.
I'm a Vander. Teeth are
Yeah.
important. Look, I get punched in the face all the time. I gotta make sure my teeth are strong and healthy. I don't want them chipped and falling out, and they're already chipped.
That's no good.
It happens. I'll go to a dentist one day. I haven't been to a dentist since I was 11. And I'm not 11 anymore. Raina, Diablo 2 that was a remake. The original came out like I was in high school or late primary school when that came out.
You're wrong, but I think the lockdowns also kind of messed up everybody's ability to tell like how long ago things were, because I feel like 2020 ended up also being just kind of a lost year, kind of.
Amaya, when did you last floss your teeth? Molly really wants to know.
I floss every day.
There you go. We have good dental hygiene.
Yep.
Right, so she can basically see the future, and then obviously kind of like a Barry Allen type thing. If she chooses to, she can then alter the future. Man, I remember I used to play Diablo 2 over LAN with like my family and friends, and we like what we would do is we would I don't know if anyone else did this because this is like probably just me and a T Alex thing, maybe an Amaya thing, but we would install the game off the same disc, and then once the game was booted, you would just take the disc out and then put it in the other computer and load it up on that computer. And we always just shared one disc, and then certain zones would like error and tell you to insert the disc. So you'd like be like, "Who's got the disc?" And you would have to like find out who's like was the last with the CD in, and then like put it in your computer to load into the zone. We did that with so many games. PC gaming.
Like playing. Is anyone old enough to like have played like Duke Nukem back when that was a thing?
Oh yeah, I still have Duke Nukem on my computer right now.
Where you could all play it like together.
Yeah.
Now it's
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I remember the map with the submarine, in the middle, and I would always put the trip mines on the secret entrance to the submarine. How big does a spider have to be for an Australian to find it concerning? Spiders are not concerning. That's just like short answer.
They can't. You live in Australia time to be concerned.
The only time I get concerned for a spider is if there was a spider in my house because I have 4 cats. And I'm like, well, you've just made a mistake, boy. And then I try and get the spider out of the house before the cats get to it. Or if there is like a wolf, we have these spiders called wolf spiders, and they're very poisonous to animals. So if there's a wolf spider in my yard, I will relocate it because they could literally kill my dog. So yeah.
Would be no good.
Yeah, so they're not allowed in the yard. But then it's like it's a concern as in like you with spiders over here, in all honesty, you just have to be educated on what spiders can do what, and respect it. It's like going in the water with sharks. You just have to respect the fact that, they're there. And you have to understand that, and you have to look at the condition of the ocean, etc., and go, yeah, well, today could be a thing. Do you think you could defeat a bear in combat with your MMA skills? What type of bear?
Not all bears are made equal.
Nah, because you got those little, what are they, like a sun bear? Like those like ones in Indonesia that are like 2 foot tall, 2.5 foot tall.
Yeah, but they're like super vicious compared to like the American black bear, which is super shy. They're lame.
Yeah, and then like I said, like you got like, is it the black bears or the brown bears that are the smaller ones in America? Because they'll often run from you if you like startle them.
Yeah, well, like black bears especially are kind of like wusses, but yeah, you see like a grizzly or something.
And like it's like the reason I asked is because like the Dagestani and like the Russian MMA fighters wrestle bears. That's something they actually do. as part of their training. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the video of Habib like wrestling a bear when he was like a toddler. Fun fact: koalas can run at like 30 kilometers an hour. Which is like what, like 60 miles, something like that.
How with those funny like two-thumbed freaking weird bodies they have?
Nah, they're quick. Yeah, koalas are actually quick on land.
They also make that horrifying sound.
Oh yeah, they scream.
Little howler monkeys. Oh, liner? What player is that? Confident adventure here.
Is koala pee super dangerous too? I don't know. I've never been peed on by a koala. I mean, so, okay. To clarify, koalas have chlamydia. Every koala has chlamydia. That's true. So yeah, technically you could probably get chlamydia from a koala if it pees on you. I think that's where that comes from. But yeah, every koala has chlamydia. I'm gonna mute this, and I'm gonna bring it onto the screen so you guys can see. So this is Habib, one of the best MMA fighters to ever do it as a kid in 1997, and this is how they train as kids against bears. So, you know, like, it's a thing. They wrestle the bears.
For fun and profit.
Yeah. This is him. He's a toddler. You know, how old would he have been in this? So he was born in 88, so he would have been 9 years old. You know, so he's 9 years old and he's wrestling a freaking bear. And this is what they had to do. This is what their parents made them do to learn how to wrestle. Adorable. It's cruel to both the child and the bear. But that's life in Dagestan, you know?
Yeah,
So, I mean,
rabbits do.
You know, a small bear. Rabbits scream too. Oh yeah, they do. It's all
the way up there.
You know, it's a. Could I wrestle a bear or could I fight a bear and win? Yes, I think I could. Depending on the bear. If it's like a grizzly bear, then no way. No way could I beat a grizzly bear. The only way I could beat a grizzly bear is if I somehow got lucky and it lost interest in me and ran away. Or I startled it. But, you know, if it wanted to fight, if it was angry and wanted to fight, maybe it had its cubs behind it, no way, I'm dead. I'm dead right then and there. I'm not Leonardo DiCaprio. By the way, that movie sucked. Yeah. I found it so boring. I watched it because everyone was hyping it. So I was like, and my brother got like a new TV, 4K HDR, etc. And he was like, let's watch The Revenant. It's so good. You've got to watch it. And like, the only thing that notable about that movie is the bear scene, and everything else is just boring.
Okay. Everyone's entitled to their opinions.
You should know me by now.
I know. We had conversations.
I know about the Japanese grizzly bear stories, Raina Chen. There's actually a comic book about that by the great Chuck Dixon called Hunter Ninja Bear by Phenom Comics. So Phenom Comics have this. It's Hunter Ninja Bear. It's a 300 and something page slab of a comic. And the story is that in Japan, they're like the ninjas over there are very good at hunting people and killing people, but their villages are being ravaged by these bears. So they go and they hire American hunters to come to Japan and help them solve their bear problem. It's not out yet. Well, like if you backed it on Kickstarter, they're shipping it now, which is better than 90% of the indie comic books out there. But because it's actually shipping. But you can still back this over on Kickstarter, and you can buy it from Phenom Comics website. I think it's like $30, and it's like a 300-page paperback. So yeah, if that's something you're interested in, check this out. It's by Chuck Dixon. He's one of the best comic book writers to ever write comics, probably the most prolific comic book writer. And fun fact to link that back to Crane City's Gargoyle, Mr. Dixon has read Crane City's Gargoyle, and he has told me that he believes, in his words, that it's good stuff.
He also gave us feedback.
Yeah, and he gave us some feedback. So, you know, he's had his finger in the Crane City pie. Yeah.
Just the other day, actually. He was giving feedback.
Yeah. He tinkered with the script a little bit, so this is what I would do. So, you know, thank you, Chuck. You're probably not going to watch this, but thank you anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's high praise coming from the most prolific writer in comic books ever, in my opinion. I think he would share that opinion, actually, if you asked him, because his career's spanned, what, like 45 years? And he's written for everyone. He's done Punisher, Batman, Nightwing, Birds of Prey. You know, you name it, he's probably written it. No man's finger in my pie. Yeah.
I mean, what's I doing now? Is doing something. Oh.
How much spaghetti can you fit in your mouth at once? I don't know. I've never tried. I can eat. I could eat. Like I could probably walk into a few restaurants and do like their impossible challenges and get a free t-shirt. In all honesty. But yeah, like I'm the guy who like I finish the meal before everyone else has even like started eating it, essentially. That's me. I eat very quick. I could probably fit a lot of spaghetti in my mouth. I've never tried. Never tried, Molly.
Molly, why are these the questions?
This is Molly's brain. You should know that by now. It's how she works.
I do know. Like all day back and forth, and it's glorious.
Look how grumpy truck driver is. Oh, poor guy. He's about to get pile drived. He's about to get double-legged to oblivion.
That's what he gets.
Yeah. Not inviting you. No, so Raina, I don't like. What's your favorite food? Question for both. Oh boy.
You mean like favorite category food or
favorite meal or favorite like country of origin for food, or what's the go here? Give me specifics. I'm actually a very polite eater, Raina. Favorite
yes,
food. That's tough. So I debate this with my wife all the time. Nothing beats. This is probably a controversial take because I'm saying it. Nothing beats a fried chicken burger with some hot sauce and coleslaw and some tater tots on the side with like a blue cheese sauce. That would be like the meal, you know, like, and that is like my cheat day meal. over here in Australia, they call it Southern style fried chicken burger. And I don't know how authentic that is to America, but like they like a lot of places would do these fried chicken burgers, where it's yeah. But the food that I eat most often, I'm like right now I'm on a calorie deficit plan, because I'm not working out as much as I normally do. So right now my entire day's meal consists of a bowl of hummus and carrot sticks and celery sticks, and that's all I'm eating at the moment. And that's all I've eaten for a week and a half now, each day. It's like 400 calories.
If I had to, like, can I do top three meals maybe?
Yeah, I mean, if we're doing top three, I'm just gonna say Chinese food, real Chinese food, not like westernized Chinese food, is
Right.
incredible. Um, and then I would probably put pizza, just pizza.
Just
After that,
pizza.
I don't even eat
All kinds.
pizza that much. Like pizza, I eat like once every say 6 months, but you can never go wrong with pizza, right? Like that's a universal thing that everyone loves.
You can make pizza wrong. That's
Can you
totally
though?
possible. Yeah.
How?
There's I don't know how it is in Australia. There are some places in the U.S. where you can get some pizza for very cheap, but at the same time you eat it and you're like,
Which dish of real Chinese food? This is more Malay, like Chinese Malay. But I am a huge fan. Oh gosh, no, we. I'm Australian. We don't have that. Um, no. So I'm a huge fan of like a hor fun or a like a dry wonton with pork, or like a kuei chow is really nice as well. And I always forget the name of it, but my favorite thing is, what Chinese New Year, if you have Chinese New Year, they do the dish. Pineapple on pizza is a yes. They do the dish where it's the salmon with the pickled like carrot, ginger, etc., and the pine nuts like sprinkled over the top, and then you mix it all with the chopsticks at the start of the meal to like it's like a good luck thing, with like the bits of ginger through it, etc. That is actually my favorite Chinese meal. Um, which is like, yeah, it's such a weird thing because it's like the meal that no one cares about at Chinese New Year, but it's the one I look forward to the most. Like I don't care about the lobster, I don't care about the abalone, I don't care too much about like the like giant cod on the pond. I'm like, give me that raw salmon with pickled vegetables. All right, what are yours, Amaya? Because I'm getting cancelled now.
um. Well, I mean, I like French food just across the board. Just I've never come across any French dish I didn't like.
Ooh, I
I like
haven't.
snail.
So I haven't had much French food. It's not like I don't know of many places where you can get it. Um,
Hmm.
but like there's a little French thing at the farmers market. They have a little stall where I get my food, and they do the French pate, like the liver pate and like all that. And they
Hmm.
do their own like bread, like the big long, what are they called, the base baseball bat looking bread, and their own like butters and stuff. And every now and then I'll buy
Yeah,
like a liver pate and one of their breads and their butters, and I'll just slice it up and just like make a batch of that, and it's just so good. And that's like my most French meal ever. That and like French patisserie stuff is all I've really had of French food.
that's okay.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, if I could like create other meals, like if I could design one, like Jamaican jerk chicken with a side of Jamaican fry bread with some just I don't know vegetables of some sort, fried plantains with it with sorrel, like a cold beer, that'd be a nice one, or like Peruvian empanadas again with fried plantains with the baked
Oh, I
yuca.
forgot. I forgot Mexican food. Damn. You're right,
Is
yeah.
meat, yeah.
Mexican food is great, guys. Um, we call it California style burritos here, which is like
Uh-huh.
it's a burrito with like the like lime and cilantro rice with like fried chicken, not like KFC sort of fried chicken style, but like a crispy skin chicken um, in the middle, and then like the hot sauces and guac, etc. Like as well, and they call it a California style burrito over in Australia, and that to me is like it's so good. I know it's not authentic, but because a lot of the burrito places here, um, like everything's overcooked and just sits in like a warming pot all day. Um, so the problem with like the burritos is you like it's all a paste essentially. Um, if that makes sense, there's no texture to it. So when you get the California style, you get the crunch from the chicken, and it makes it so good. Um,
We talked about like, hot dogs in Australia the other day, and like how apparently
Australian
that's
hot dogs are
horrendous.
different. We barbecue the sausages. Like we don't use like the like what we call wiener dogs over here, like the Reds hot dogs that much, because they just don't taste as good as like a proper like homemade sausage or like a butcher sausage. So we'll generally barbecue the sausage instead. So it's like char grilled instead of just boiling a hot dog in the water. But I'm gonna go and get some of the red sauce hot dogs that you boil, and I'm gonna try seasoning the water and do it that way because I am on the pursuit of being able to make the best hot dogs and best burgers. That's like a personal goal of mine that I've been experimenting with, and hot dogs are one of those things that I love, but I've never had one that's like blown me away. So I'm gonna try that.
Like a plan.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be good. You steam the bun as well, right? A lot of places steam the bun.
Yeah, although if you can get like a brioche bun or something,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah. A lot of places. Yeah, I've been. This is how serious I am about this. I've been watching documentaries on like all the different American style hot dogs. Like, so I've learned a lot. Like so far, the one that excites me the most are the Chicago style hot dogs.
right.
I really want to try those. So I'm gonna have to try and like get like big pickles because they don't really do that kind of thing here, and like try and do a Chicago style. They excite me the most.
I like. They're very tasty.
Yeah, my wife would be very
Yes,
happy. We're
I like
trying. So
cucumbers.
at the moment, my hot dog recipe is obviously we do the Australian style sausage because I think it tastes better, but I'm gonna try the American style sausage. Chili dogs. I've never had a like. So I've only had a chili dog once. There was an American diner called Big T's. It wasn't too far from me. It was open for like half a year. They did American style food, is what they called it, and their cook was American. He was this big African American dude who like moved over to Australia to like start an American diner. And he was a nice guy, and he did chili dogs, and I had it, but it was bland. And I think it was just like maybe this guy sucked at cooking because the restaurant shut down after like 6 months. Um,
Aw.
yeah, so like my first foray into like American style like hot dog was his chili dog. And I thought it was kind of bland. It had no flavor to it. And I was like, this is what everyone goes crazy about.
Chili dogs are great.
Yeah, so I think he just did it wrong. I'm gonna
Maybe he was making it Sonic
um I'm
fast
gonna
food place.
like it's shut now. But I think it still has like a Zomato page, and a Yelp page.
And a Tex-Mex restaurant while in France, and I didn't have a chance to go there because I had to leave the day I found it and it was closed. I was so mad because I wanted to see what they think Tex-Mex is like. But oh well. It's like, and I actually saw this on a YouTube video before I ever saw it in Romania. There's actually a restaurant in Bucharest called Angry Russian Pancakes, and it was always closed whenever I walked by. I actually found it because I'd seen a YouTube video where someone traveled down there, in Bucharest, and I was like, I wonder if I can find. And I found the stupid thing. So I don't know if the pancakes were angry, or it was an angry Russian who ran the place, or what. Now I guess I'll never know.
Yeah, so yeah, this guy, it shut down. Like it wasn't open very long at all. And
Most restaurants fail, unfortunately.
but yeah, this is my first foray into like an American diner, because this American guy came over here and tried to like start one, and it didn't do very well. The portions were huge, though. I will say that. I know everyone says that about you know, American food. I don't know if you guys probably hear it all the time from tourists.
Yeah.
Yeah, the portions were like double what you get at a normal restaurant over here. So, you know, that was good. But it just didn't have like flavor. And yeah, that was probably 5 years ago. And if you look at all the reviews, like they're not positive. So yeah, unfortunately, I think I just got unlucky with a guy who didn't actually know, you know, what he was doing, and thought he could just come to Australia and use like American diner as like a way to make money, but maybe wasn't the best cook. And it didn't work out for him. Hot dogs and fries on Normandy. It was weird. Yeah.
It actually doesn't entirely. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say my hot dog recipe that we do is we do like a brioche bun. We do a char grilled sausage, generally like a beef with like seasoning sausage, and then we do you know, the what do they call it? Like the relish, like the pickle relish. So pickle relish, mustard, and a little bit of hot sauce is like my mix. But my wife does tomato sauce, or ketchup, as you would call it. Yeah. Oh, and a little bit of cheese too.
Käse.
And I don't know if this is sacrilege or not, but sometimes we put pineapple in our hot dogs.
Probably like you in Hawaii if you do that. I've never seen anyone do it.
Yeah, you go the dog, cheese and grilled pineapple and hot sauce. Because pineapple and hot sauce is a good mix.
You're asking for Crane City Gargoyle's character's favorite colors?
Yeah, Crane City Gargoyle's character's favorite colors. All right. So the All Australian doesn't have a favorite color. Well, it would be green and gold, because that's the Australia colors. The Gargoyle doesn't have a favorite color.
Gray.
Yeah, gray.
Gargoyle wears.
Lilith's favorite color is baby blue, or maybe pink, but pastels in general. Hey, Anessa! Anessa joins us. We're talking about pineapple on hot dogs, and she's just like, what?
I was showing off amazing art earlier, too.
Yeah, we were. We showed off some of your art, some of your early concepts. So thank you so much for that. Welcome. Look, we're making it. Hey, Anessa has read the script, so Anessa can tell everyone how great it is. He is making food abominations.
At the moment, yes. It's in thought only, but that's where it starts.
What do you mean abominations? I didn't even come up with that. I went to someone's house and they served me like they made hot dogs and put pineapples in them, and I ate it and I said this is really good. Hey, look at that.
Say I've never had a pineapple on a hot dog.
You got to do it with hot sauce though, because pineapple and hot sauce is a great mix.
Yeah, I don't. I'm putting the flavor profiles together in my brain, and I'm just.
T. Alex Ratcliffe just opened a can of worms.
Oh no, it's the biscuits thing again.
What you
Again.
what you mean to say, T. Alex Ratcliffe, is you're going to serve me some scones.
It's a whole thing.
It's a thing. Yeah. I dip cookies in soda, and I've got so many strange. The Great Biscuit War of 2022. Look, the Biscuit War was civil compared to the Great Genre War of 2022. The Biscuit War came to a conclusion where we just sort of all agreed in the end that they are all essentially the same and offshoots of each other. I'm scared to try American style biscuits because from what I sound, they're just like stale scones. That's what they sound like to me.
My cat is begging for these biscuits. She's been begging for them since yesterday. She loves
Corned
biscuits.
beef hash from a can. I love corned beef. So I'll take it.
Is good, but you gotta, making it yourself is kind of a pain in the neck. It's a lot of prep.
We came to the conclusion America is right. I don't think we did.
He's right. That's just how it is.
I've got to get you guys over here for like Australian food. Do you guys want to know like how like an Australian burger is? Like if you guys want to try this. So
you know, Molly,
traditional
it's a
Australian burger with a lot. So in Australia, we have this thing called like if you go to like restaurants and you order a burger and you say I want an Australian burger with a lot, or we just say a burger with a lot. This is the most Australian burger you can get. It's very kind of different to American style burgers. So let me explain this to you. And see what you think. So, it's... obviously you got your 2 hamburger buns. You can do whatever buns you want, but they normally are like, the traditional. You're not right about biscuits, Ian. Stop it.
No, we are correct about biscuits. Yeah.
So you got your hamburger buns, lettuce, tomato. Right. Oh, it says chat disconnected on my screen. Success. Oh, I'm back in. Gonna have spiders coming out of it. No. I know everything about Australia. I've been to the outback. All right. So yeah, lettuce, tomato, hamburger buns, sweet onion sliced into thick rings, and then you like grill it on the barbecue. Or you can have it raw, but I prefer it grilled. And then we go with like a thick Angus beef patty. So like a beef patty. But then here's where it gets different. Is a soft grilled like a sunny side up runny in the middle egg on top of the patty. Then cheese, a slice of pineapple, beetroot sliced, then another bit of lettuce, and tomato sauce.
You lost me ages ago on that one. Like I was with you, and then you started turning it into.
It's called
Yes.
It's an Australian burger. This is like the authentic traditional Australian burger. It's called a burger with the lot. and it's egg, bacon, cheddar cheese, pineapple, beetroot, on an Angus patty with lettuce and tomato sauce and onions.
I mean, like I'm happy with lettuce, onion. I could do onion for days. I could just eat onion. I love onion. And garlic and all that. The whole family, green onions, scallions, everything.
And
Yeah.
the correct way to eat it is when you pick it up, you have to squeeze it so that you pop the yolk, and then the yolk runs down the burger and all over your hands and stuff. And if you don't do that, you're not eating it right.
You know, I'm okay with there being an egg on there. I'm just the meat is the thing that's really throwing me.
that's
The
how.
description of biscuit sounds like a dog biscuit. You talking about the Australian biscoon, or are you talking about like American biscuits, which are light and fluffy? And they're supposed to, and savory and great with butter and cheese and gravy. I'm not poisoning the well here. I'm just describing it accurately. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab myself some water.
Yeah, go for it.
So, put on the fork for me.
Mm-hmm. Pickled beet. Just to answer, I put a picture in the chat, a link to a picture in the chat, so that you guys can try it if you want. But like I said earlier, my favorite burgers are the fried chicken burgers with hot sauce and coleslaw. That's my favorite.
Breaded chicken or just regular like grilled chicken?
No, it's like a proper like double fried like KFC sort of style fried chicken.
Oh, okay. So deep fried kind of.
Yeah, it's a deep fried chicken breast. So they just put that in like in it like with some cheese and hot sauce on top, and then some coleslaw, and I'm sold.
Oh, Molly B is also weighed in.
Yeah.
The biscuit war. The Americans are winning because we win everything, except. Well, I'm gonna leave politics out of it.
Yeah, but if you have the ingredients, try an Australian burger with a lot and let me know what you think. The egg really makes it for me, and I normally put the egg on top of the patty, or at least higher up, so that the yolk can run through. But that's just me.
I like beets. I just don't think I'd like it on a burger.
I don't know. This is one of those things where, like, you grow up eating it, so it works here because, like, it's just normal. So it's one of those things where I guess if you've never done it before, it might be weird. But it's the Australian burger, and that's how we do it. That's our traditional burger. So you guys should try that. And yeah, give me your hot dog recipes and how you cook hot dogs. Hit me up with those because I'm on the hunt to make like the perfect hot dog, and I haven't found it yet.
Eggs are delicious in general. Oh, I can ask everybody in the comments section. Write down what your favorite way to eat eggs is. How do you like your eggs?
Oh. How do I like my eggs? I most commonly just eat like hard-boiled eggs with like a hot sauce. I just dip them in hot sauce and like eat them whole. But if I'm like at a restaurant or something getting like breakfast, like an English breakfast, it's normally just like sunny side up, runny in the middle. I don't like when the yolk's cooked. And poached is good too. Poached is very good.
Or medium, sunny side up, medium.
Molly said in a nest.
Even a cuckoo egg in a nest?
Deviled eggs are good too. Deviled eggs are very good. Actually, yeah. Deviled eggs, I forgot about deviled eggs for a minute. In Australia, like when you're a kid and you do like your first cooking class in school, it's normally like the first thing they teach you to make is deviled eggs, which we call curried eggs here. Um, yeah, and so we do like the pickled, like the curry eggs. Um, and then like they teach you how to make like a skewer, like a meat and vegetable skewer that they barbecue for you. Eggs in a nest. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Um, it's where they put it like in the noodle, right? A quiche. Quiches are good too, but yeah, if I can go Australian, then if we're not just going like you take an egg and how do you cook that egg, but how do like the best way to use an egg in a meal.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of a pavlova?
No, that I have not heard of.
Right, I'm gonna blow your minds. This is an egg cake.
All right.
So it's in a. Got to be careful now, because depending on who you ask, it's either an Australian food or a New Zealand food, and they like both countries claim to have invented it. And there's no real like the history's out on that one, so I'm gonna say it's an Australian New Zealand delicacy. It's called a pavlova, and you use the egg whites to like meringue, to like make like a giant meringue sort of thing with lots of fresh fruits and passion fruit and raspberry and strawberries, etc. And it's called a pavlova. And you can. I'm just trying to find like an image of a good one because, yeah, they are amazing.
I like eggs Benedict personally.
My wife is big on eggs Benedict. So, copy image address. This is called a pavlova. Why am I putting it in the chat when I can just bring it over here? This is a pavlova.
Yeah, Ian, there's a story about wearing a vest. So.
That thug is wearing a safety vest, so you can definitely see him at night. Yeah,
He is.
He's a truck driver. This is a pavlova. So you use it. You basically, it's kind of like making a meringue. So you got to whisk the egg whites and the sugar and the icing sugar, etc., until they get soft and fluffy. But it's like spongy and soft. It almost tastes like I don't know how to explain the texture. It's spongy and soft. And then generally you'll put like meringue on the top. And like the outsides form a crust, but the insides are nice and sort of eggy and squishy. And then you put fresh fruit over the top, and it has to be kiwi fruit, strawberry, and passion fruit. Everything else is up to you, but those three have to go on the top. And then, yeah, you serve it fresh, and it's delicious. And generally, they put whipped cream on the top as well. And it's like it's a very traditional Australian thing. Yeah, if you ever want to try making it, it's called a pavlova, Pavlova.
Response.
And yeah, you should give that a try too, because it's probably like nothing you've ever had. And it is amazing. But the passion fruit juice is what makes it. If you don't do the passion fruit juice, it has that tang to it that you don't get from anything else. There was a story behind that. Do we want to say that, like, so the guy's a truck driver, and he's like delivering this truck, and in Australia, truck drivers wear high vis. That's what they wear. He's a laborer. Like it's a legal thing here. You like if you're behind the wheel of a big truck, you need to be in high vis. So yeah, and I wanted to reflect that here. So he's got his high vis jacket on. They weren't expecting a fight. When they delivered this truck, not at all. By the way, just remember the truck is because we rewrote the script. The truck is full of it's not full of what it originally was. So I don't know if I've sent you like that revised script that we wrote earlier in the year. But
I think you did.
Yeah.
But
we'll
I've had
tackle
some
that.
feedback on stuff.
Yeah.
So, all right. So say the Gargoyle and Malcolm from my book were in a fight.
You can answer that one. I'll stay out of that.
That one's tricky because Gargoyle's like super hardcore, actually trained to fight. Okay, here's what it comes down to, Minnie.
Armed with nothing but flamethrowers.
Oh, okay, well that's different. But I was gonna say in hand to hand, can Gargoyle take an extremely angry rabid wolf, like barehanded?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, well then I think Gargoyle wins, as long as like Malcolm doesn't pull a gun.
Yeah, yeah, probably. Gargoyle probably can take on a wolf. I mean,
Yeah.
I can take on a rabid wolf. I've done similar. So Gargoyle definitely could. Gargoyle's stronger than me.
All right, so there it is. Gargoyle would win.
But if they're armed with nothing but flamethrowers, it comes down to whose like suit, I guess, whose clothing burns up first. I think the Gargoyle's been like Kevlar and like designed to like, you know, because it's a modified motorcycle outfit. It's probably gonna hold up in the heat a bit better than if Malcolm's just wearing regular clothes. But I don't know, because Gargoyle also was probably never used a flamethrower before. I know the Gargoyles used guns before, but I don't know if he's ever used a flamethrower. I love his angry face. I remember, like, on the early sketches we did of him, we had that face as well.
He always had the angry eyes. The eyebrows, that was like, tell he had the mustache and the eyebrows.
Mm-hmm. I just realized all of our bad guys so far in this comic have been bold.
Oh, whoops.
Like,
no. Dude, the dude that, you know, the third guy that Gargoyle took out first.
He had hair, that's right. Yeah.
That dude had hair.
Yeah. But these two.
The two remaining guys, well, okay, one dude has a shaved head and the other dude is going bald because he's older.
Yep.
He does have, like, hair.
No, let's just pretend that Gargoyle punched this guy so bad that his hair fell off.
Okay.
Yeah. Alex is offended now. His eyebrows on fleek.
Well, obviously, the dude with the hair, because if he has hair, that means he hasn't lived long enough to do anything, so he's an easy target.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, in my head, actually, the hair dude was the youngest. Like, I figured, like, I drew him, and he's supposed to be, like, you know, really early 20s, and this bald dude, I'm figuring more 30s, and obviously, truck driver is, not a youngin'.
I'm just going to throw out a 15-minute warning. So I will be ending the stream in 15 minutes, roughly. So get your questions in, ask away. But I planned for this to be a 2-hour stream, and I just realized we are over 2 hours.
Oh.
Yeah. And, yeah, so just keep that in mind, everyone. So get your questions in now. I'll answer them while it's live. And then I'm trying to get in the habit of doing a stream every Friday now, because I have a bit of dead time in the sort of early morning. I don't know if I'll have guests every time, but just keep that in mind as well. The shine off my head is an offensive weapon. You use it to distract cats.
Correctly.
And sorry if you guys can hear that alarm going off. One of my neighbor's house alarm just went off.
Hopefully everything's okay over there.
Give me 2 ticks. I'll just make sure the other house that's full of drug dealers isn't trying to like use their house to store drugs again.
All right, Renee, how do you feel about where it is at present? I want to zoom out here so you can kind of get. Whoops. No more. Yeah.
Okay, we're all good. We're all good. All right. How do I feel about it? I think it looks good. I'm happy with the flow. It's great to see some action on screen. What do you guys think, everyone? Feedback in the chat. What's my credit card number? I don't have a credit card.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, something like that, right?
Yeah, I don't have a credit card. I've never had one in my life.
Bose's head is he's always sweaty and greasy and gross.
It feels, the center strip feels off center because the first panel, the leg obviously overhangs on the border.
I can cut it though, so.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, like compared to everything else. Other than that, I think that looks great. Sorry, I got a good look at the grumpy face. And Nessa says it looks fantastic. Great job to both of us. I know, I worked so hard talking this whole time. Raina says great job. How do you guys feel about the center strip being the white background with the little sort of dark strip through it?
Because that can be changed. We were playing with it. Can't the feeling of the thug.
That's an experiment. Can't help shake the feeling of the thug in the shiny vest looking like one of my previous bosses. What other page have you seen, Alex? I don't think I've shared any other pages before.
The, working cover page, I think.
Oh, yeah, maybe the cover page. That's true. Yeah. Molly says it's a good contrast. Alex says it should be darker. What if we flipped it? Oh my gosh, that alarm is so much louder. Can you guys hear that? I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it was so loud. What if we inverted it so it was black with a white line in the middle, like a white gradient from the center? Then.
Okay. Give me a sec. So I can try to get that lined up, but
the one with the truck driver. I didn't know I shared that page.
Did we?
I don't remember. I mean, he... Because I've never even fully constructed that page. Like, I've only got saved on my computer. I probably should admit this. I only have the first, 3 panels of that page. Yeah.
What it could look like with it being white. I don't know if you guys can see that. I can get the other ring.
What if we're gonna do it that way, the whole background needs to be black, I think.
Right. Yeah, everything in the back.
Yeah. But let's see what the chat think. This is your opportunity, chat, to have your say on the comic. This is more like... Yeah, that looks more like, intense. Like, it feels more, yeah.
Okay.
My attention's split in, 6 different directions. That's me every day.
It sounds like the votes are in, generally.
Yeah, I think that looks better as well. What do you think?
Oh, I do think it looks better.
Because the comic this is set at night, I think it blends better. It's a bit more immersive. And this is what Amaya and I do literally every day, is we just go back and forth a million times trying to figure these things out. Yeah, and sometimes we strike gold, and sometimes we go, all right, we'll try again tomorrow.
Yeah. Depends on how late.
This panel looks nothing like it was originally sketched to look.
No. Do we have the original sketch somewhere?
Oh, I've got the original sketch.
Sure, they can appreciate how far we.
I'm closing that down now. I can see it in the preview still. There it goes. These things change. The next page is going to be really interesting. That's going to, I think, look very different from what we originally planned as well. And Nessa said she loves the sketch. Nessa, that's how I used to draw. And I drew, like, that was, like, the best of my ability. And now, I think you saw on mine's, like, I'm actually drawing now. A little bit, and I'm working on it. So last week, these guys watched me draw hands for like 2 hours.
Yep.
Yep. And next week when I stream, it's gonna be lips. I'm gonna be working on lips or eyes.
They're tough. Windows to the soul.
That's why it's probably going to be lips, to be honest with you.
No.
So the next page, the Gargoyle beats up High Vis Man. Yes, you saw the hands last week. They were looking great. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm getting there. Lips. What was it? Was it Matrix? Where, like, the French guy in the second Matrix, he's like, lips. Like, how does he say? He's like, lips. I don't know. I can't do it.
I think I've only seen The Matrix 2 all the way through once, but then I just watched the freeway sequence over and over again afterwards.
That was a cool sequence, yeah.
Sequence, like 3 or 5.
Fun fact, Matrix was filmed in Australia. The city there, like, causing chaos, and that's Sydney.
Well,
yeah.
Now we know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of movies that have been filmed in Romania. Come to find out.
But yeah, Matrix filmed in Sydney, Australia, and I've had this discussion with friends of mine as well. It sucks that like more movies aren't filmed in Australia because like most people don't even know that it's filmed in Australia. You know what I mean? Like, there was a Jackie Chan movie as well back in the 90s. I'm trying to remember which one it was that was filmed in Australia.
It wasn't QnA. It is the one that was set in Australia. The one where he's like in the Shark Tank with his thumb bleeding.
Yeah. And like he like steals like the tank and all that. Like it's a pretty crazy movie.
His house. Yep.
Yeah. And it's really funny, like, when I see, like, movies filmed in Australia, because it's so rare that I can only think of 2 off the top of my head. Like, but when I see them... Oh, no, I can think of 3, because the Power Rangers movie was filmed in my city. It was filmed in Crane City. The Power Rangers movie from the 90s, the, like, official one, with the original Mighty Morphin crew, was filmed in Western Australia. Yeah. And Queensland, I think, for the jungle sequence. But I've got to find out what this Jackie Chan movie was.
Yeah, if I saw that, that's not No More Mr. Nice Guy, is it?
It might be.
Or Mr. Nice Guy, I think is what that one was called.
It might be Mr. Nice Guy. Let me have a look. Because it's weird, because we have different cars to America. Everything else is kind of the same. Yeah, it was Mr. Nice Guy. Mr. Nice Guy was filmed in Australia. Yeah, and it's weird because, like, you see Australian cars, like, in the streets, and you're like, what? Because that's the only real way you can identify it. So yeah, it was really strange, like, the first time I noticed that. Yeah, and Australian license plates. Yeah, it's like you can tell when a movie's filmed in Europe because they have European license plates.
Right.
Yeah, and it's yeah, with Australian ones, it's the same. Like I was like, oh, you get excited when you see that. But yeah, The Matrix filmed in Sydney, Australia. A lot of the buildings, like when they did the big pans, there's all these Australian businesses that own all those buildings. So it's like that's like how you know, because you'd be like, what? I've never heard of any of these companies. But a lot of people assumed it was like filmed in like New York. You know what I mean?
It was so obviously Australia.
Yeah, but it's Australia. But it sucks. We have like the cities and the money and the infrastructure and the technology and the first world conditions to like film amazing movies here, and we don't.
How is the opera in Australia? Does the chandelier like fall, or does it have like a bunch of regulations where it kind of like slowly comes down?
Slowly comes down.
Oh well, that's probably why they don't want to film in Australia then. Too many regulations.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's literally just the government doesn't make it easy. If they made it easier, people would do it.
Do like Romania. Super cheap. No one cares what you do.
Just take a blackmail. Take a bribe. Yeah. You can film whatever you want. You want a dead body? Yeah. We got some for you.
It's not corrupt anymore, but once upon a time.
Ignore the strange tattoo they've all got on their left shoulder.
Yeah.
Anyway, everyone, we have 2 minutes left to go. So I'll take the time to say thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. There will be a VOD of this one on the channel for if you missed anything and you want to go back and watch the start, etc. Obviously, if there's anything else you want to know, you can hit me up on Minds. You can hit me up on the chat. Most of you guys have me on Discord or Guilded as well. Happy to sort of answer questions and go from there. And yeah, stay tuned for the next video. Do you want to say anything, Amaya?
No, I just try. I try my best, whatever that's worth.
And I try all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Man. Try.
If I was faster, that would make life a lot easier for both of us. But I'm not.
Inessa,
maybe you have suggestions on how to be faster.
Draw. Like, I think the only way to be faster is to draw faster.
Well,
like, I don't know. Like, is it just draw quicker? Is there an actual technique that makes you move your hand faster? I don't know. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah, keyboard shortcuts.
That's a serious problem for the both of us right now, and it's also the reason why I haven't obviously even attempted to do my own webcomic. So, thank you. My normal art style is a bit less realistic than this.
Alex says practice. Inessa says, have you seen how infrequently I post?
Failure stuff is amazing.
We got to figure out where the Easter eggs are going to be in this comic, by the way. If we're going to put any people in or anything like that. Like, we can have, like, maybe me in a bar or something, or even though I don't drink, who knows?
There can be, like, a dead rabbit on the road you can run over.
A dead rabbit on the road, but it's got antlers.
Here or something.
But anyway, thank you everyone for hanging out. I appreciate your time. Obviously, you know, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe so you can hear my terrible opinions. I promise you they're not like anyone else's.
Hairy frog, what?
What is the hairy... I don't know what that is, Molly. You're going to have to tell me what that is. But she just punched him so hard it exploded.
You don't mean the frog, right? You mean the...
yeah. Thanks for leaving us on this note, Molly. Now we're confused. And yeah, have a good night, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.
Sure, everybody.